Hey guys, I'm Ryan Raymond, and tonight I want to talk about Amazon Ignite. Amazon Ignite is Amazon's new platform where they let you create digital educational resources like printables, flashcards. I mean, the categories are there's a lot of categories. I just got accepted. I got my account set up last night and uploaded my first resource just a little bit ago. So I wanted to make another one, and a lot of people seem to be asking questions. They're not quite sure what to do or where to get started. So I'm still learning too, but I figured the best way to figure this out would be to just kind of jump in and see what we can find out. So let me pull open my desktop here so we can transition. So this is the Amazon Ignite dashboard. So you can see here I did my first worksheet, counting to 20 worksheets for kindergarten, 20 printable worksheets, and it's currently in review. Everything on Amazon Ignite is manually reviewed, so it's not exactly going to be fast. That's something to keep in mind. That's okay. It being fast isn't the end of the world here. We want them to do this right. We want them to get the platform right. Okay, so starting on Amazon, what are the resources? So if we come here, if you come on Amazon, how to find what are the product types that are in these categories. Come here and scroll down to digital educational resources. That's the category that we're going to be in. So Amazon has a lot. Oh, it didn't bring open the department. Sorry here. So it is in here. We'll just search for it. I thought that was going to bring it up. I just put A in digital educational resources and kind of let you come back here. So I want to get the main page. I'm sorry, guys. Digital. Their homepage kind of gives a little bit better. There we go. K through 12 teaching resources. So this is all geared for K through 12. So that's something to keep in mind. We're not necessarily designing for college students or anything like that. Their intention right now is K through 12. But we all know things can get expanded and new opportunities can come out. So we can look through here and we can start seeing the resource types. Now, this is important, understanding the resource types, because when you list the product, you get to pick 3 resource types. So that example that I did just a minute ago, the printables and worksheets, and I think I did assignments, is what I put it under. And when you come right here, you can see how many products are listed in each of these different categories. So printables has 1,528, worksheets has 2,100, assessments 488. So I could have done lots of different things here. Flashcards, spreadsheets, interactive notebooks, learning stations, lesson plans, novel studies, reading passages, references, all sorts of opportunities. But what do you create? That's something that a lot of people have a problem with here. Like, it's kind of overwhelming when you're looking at it, especially since right now, at least, all the products currently do not have bestseller ranks from anything that we can see that anyone's really been looking at. So it's kind of hard to figure out what people might be buying. There are other websites. Amazon is clearly launching Amazon Ignite to compete with Teachers Pay Teachers, which is a similar platform for teaching resources and lesson plans. So you could kind of look through here and get an idea of the types of things that people might be looking for. But I want to show you guys something here, and I think this is going to be the thing that may help some people out. Look right here on the right. There's 2 additional checkboxes, CCSS ELA and CCSS Math. These are the Common Core standards. So I am using the Common Core standards to guide my research. So Common Core Math standards. That's where I was at. So I started in kindergarten because that's where it starts. Right here, so the Common Core Math Standards, kindergarten. So we have introduction, so the topics are counting and cardinality, operations and algebraic thinking, number and operations in base 10, measurement and data. Now, keep in mind, the CCELA is the other options. So CCSS-ELA standards, you can come right here and you could find topics right here. So in kindergarten, it's telling you the types of material that teachers have to teach. So creating material that is relevant to that is going to be important. So that's kind of my thoughts on the research part of it. I'm not really worrying about what everyone else is selling yet, because I'm going to use the resources that are out there that can help guide me along the way. I mean, you can get in here, you could just start making classroom decor. I mean, we were right here. Watch this. You can even right here on Amazon. So let's say I wanted to look at the printable classroom decors to see what kind of sort of things are selling right here. So celebrate learning rainbows and stripes. Watch this when you click on it. Now, this is their creation, obviously, but I'm just saying it has a preview. This entire book is 137 pages of letters with colors for people to print out. Here it is. So by looking at the products on here, you can also preview just like on KDP. So, but these are the types of products that are out there to be created. That's not what I'm doing right now, but the decoration options are wide open. So this one here says, it's ugly, but my students really enjoyed a splash of color in my room. So think about that sort of things. Now, back to the math standards. I don't think I had this up for you guys. So here's the English language art standards, and here's the mathematics standards. Just quick check if anyone's in chat there. No plans to get involved with Amazon Ignite. That's okay. I am just getting started, and I know quite a few people here are getting involved, so I wanted to offer everyone an opportunity. All right, so let's start here on kindergarten, counting and cardinality. So this is where I came up with that counting to 20 worksheet. Let me zoom this in for you guys. All right, so here's the standards in this domain. So here are the goals of what to learn in this level here. So the first one is write numbers, count to 100 by ones and tens, count forward beginning from a given number within the known sequence instead of having to begin at 1, and write numbers from 0 to 20. Represent a number of objects with a written numeral. So representing objects with a written numeral. I want to see if we can dig into that one a little bit more. Counting and cardinality. I'm trying to find, there it is. So count to tell the number of objects. So we can see this here. Understand the relationships between numbers and quantities. Connect counting to cardinality. So this right here, when counting objects, say the number names in standard order. I'm trying to find the one I was looking at earlier. So compare two numbers between 1 and 10 presented as numerals. This one I was doing a glance earlier, and I thought this would be something I could create that's not going to be really in-depth and go hours and hours into the night. So I want to create a worksheet that is going to allow kids to compare two numbers between 1 and 10 presented as written numerals, and I want to create a few worksheets for this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to jump over here into my iPad, pull it up, and you can see this is literally the one I made earlier today. The whole bunch of stuff here, but we're going to come here into the gallery, and I'm going to do an 8.5 by 11. I'm going to rotate this here so it's like that. All right, I am actually going to jump over and grab some of the elements out of this previous one if I can. So I'm actually going to turn off all these previous layers that I did. And you guys may, actually, you know what, we'll do it from scratch because you guys are going to want to see this all from scratch instead of using what I did for a template. So the first thing I'm going to put in here, I'm using Procreate on my iPad. You can use any app you want. There's no real reason that you need to use Procreate or an iPad. You can do this in PowerPoint. You can do it in Google Sheets. You can go to Google Docs. You can make your documents. However you want to make your documents is up to you. There's plenty of ways to do it. Okay, so I'm starting here. I'm going to do add text, and I'm going to start with the name. And I'm going to edit my style, and I'm going to keep kind of a similar pattern going here. So I had my name, and I'm using the same font that I used on the last document. There we go. And that is a text spot right there. And I like using these brushes. I'm using the standard inker by Beejay Dell. Beejay is a learn, share, draw community. He's got an awesome YouTube channel for learning to use Procreate and drawing, and just all the tips in there. So I would highly recommend checking that out if you haven't. So let me get back here into this layer, and I'm just going to draw my line. You can give it kind of a little bit of a handmade look that makes it a little bit more fun, maybe a little bit more appealing for people. Okay, so the instructions, what we're going to want to do here is I'm going to be making basically a template right now, and I want to have sets of numbers and a worksheet where kids are going to have to decide which one is larger, smaller, along those lines between 1 and 10. So we can start right here. What I'm going to do is, how do we want to do it? We could leave blank spots. We could, oh, somehow my name line got unstraightened there. There we go. So let me write my instructions. So add text and do instructions. We'll say circle the larger of the two numbers. All right, so we're going to start with larger, and I'm going to make a few different worksheets here. You'll see kind of what I'm thinking. Make that there. We're going to edit the style. We'll bring the size down a little bit better. There we go. I think that's good. So we'll leave that like that right there. And I'm thinking that we make us maybe 5 or 6 problems. This really isn't going to be anything crazy. All right, so I am going to, I don't know how I want to do it yet. We're going to make this up as I go. Like I said, I'm learning. You guys are learning. I hope this is helpful. Maybe no one's ever going to watch this or care. Who knows? Any questions in the chat right there? No. So that's good. Well, I guess I lost my entire connection. So that's cool. I'm recording this. Okay. So circle the larger of the two numbers is what I said we're going to do. So let's set up some blank spots here. Grab that there. Let's get those a little bit centered. And we're going to duplicate. I'm going to duplicate. There we go. So we got 5 lines. Now that's kind of my template. The other thing I like to add on here, and I may be wasting my time, is I'm going to call the learning objective. If I can type. There we go. And select all, edit the style. Let's bring that size down. And this one, I'm going to put that in bold italic, and then I'm going to put the, there we go. So that's just my style. You don't have to do it this way. There's lots of different ways you guys can do this. So there we go. Let's bring this down here. And the learning objective is comparing numbers. So we are, come back in here and edit the text. So compare two numbers between 1 and 10. And then I'm going to write the standard in here. This is for CCSS.math not cuss, CCSS dot math dot content dot K dot CC dot C7. And you guys are going to see why that's important later. You don't have to put it in here, I guess, but you're going to see why that having that information is going to be important. Okay, so there we go. So we got the learning objective on there. And now I've kind of got a blank template. And we're going to merge all those together. And that together. I just like being kind of clean, organized. The learning objective, that can be merged and rasterized. So can name. Now this one right here is going to be duplicated, and I'm going to duplicate that. So you guys will see why here in a second. And do there. Now this one, I'm going to turn that one off just for a second. Edit text. This one I said circle the larger. Now I'm just going to change this word here to smaller. Okay. There we go. Now I can rasterize those two. I'm pretty happy with that kind of template right there. Now what I want to make is 10 of each, because I want it to be 20 different worksheets and comparing different things. So we're just going to put in some numbers here. Let's duplicate it. I like having my bases there. There we go. All right, so let's duplicate 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now that we're on here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these off. And I might even try handwriting these. So we're just going to do two different numbers. 1 versus 10. 2 versus 3. 5 versus 8. 9 versus 3. 4 versus 2. All right, so there's a pretty simple comparison here. I think that's fairly clear on what we're doing, I hope. All right, so we're still on smallers. So open layers, come back down, and 9, 7, 6, 2, 8, 6, 4, 1, 2, 9. All right, so just working with some different numbers in here and just making different levels of basically assignments for kids to work their way through. Oh, open the layers, come back down, and we're gonna do this 20 times. Does it need to be done 20 times? No, but I think having options for teachers is always good. 3, 4, 7, 5, 8, 6, 9, 2. Am I missing a number? I did. Which number am I missing? 1. Oh, 1. There we go. So we got 1. Oh, open layers. There we go. Back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same thing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, I'm really boring doing this here, but this is kind of the reality of what we got to do here. 4, 8, 7, 6, 2, 3, 5, 10, 9. Four, 3, 10, 2, 7, 6, 5, 8, 9, and 1. There we go. Am I almost done yet? There we go. I'm still on the smallers. Okay. So, am I on the right layer? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, that one, there we go. So that's still smaller. This thing needs to be moved down there. Did I end up losing something? I lost something. I lost some instructions. I did. Okay, we'll turn that back on. Add text. Instructions. Circle the larger of the two numbers. Edit style. Bring that size down. There we go. Let's see here. That one's got to come down one layer. Okay, so now I need 10 of these. Move those all down to the bottom. And these are my templates, so I'm turning these off. Oh, wait. Gotta merge those two together. There we go. Okay, now I got it set up. Sorry about that. Duplicate, turn that one off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One too many. There we go. Okay, same thing here, except now they're going to have to be doing largers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't like that 0. All right, turn that one off, turn the next one on, and just keep going. 1, maybe. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to try and go fast for you guys here. Now, there's lots of things we could do. We could be putting in some branding in here. I'm still trying to understand all the linking things. You cannot link to anything that's a marketplace, so you also can't link really to any references. What they said to do is link to your own website and then provide the references there if you need references for the images you use in your assets. I think it's going to be a lot easier to create your own than be trying to comply with any on Teachers Pay Teachers, a lot of people, what they do on there is they sell the clip art to other teachers on there that then create resources, but they require references back to them in the material, and that's not allowed on Amazon. So it'll be interesting to see how that's going to play out for people who are used to being able to do that. There are lots of websites out there for downloading graphics, getting clip art, or, you know, you can always make your own. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And no, the order doesn't make sense, and it's not really supposed to. Keep in mind, I'm designing this for kindergartners to compare to numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And honestly, could have probably saved myself time by just using those same numbers on the last one and then changing the info there, but oh well. You'll learn tricks that you can use to speed up your process as you go, which is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 9. Do 10. I'm going to do this backwards a little bit this time because I keep feeling like I get 9 and 10 comparing next to each other. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open layer, get back down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Almost caught up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last one should be. Or is this my template? There we go. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I did a few too many here. So what do I have too many of? So I just wanted 10 and 10. So we're going to figure out what that was here in a second. All right. 1 smaller, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That one's got to get moved way down. Sorry, guys. Nothing about this was going to be fast. I knew that. 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's my larger one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Now I got 20. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so I got my 20 layers selected, sitting here like that, and now I'm going to do share layers, PDF, best quality, And I am going to save to files, iCloud Drive, Amazon Ignite, new folder. And we're going to do comparing numbers between 1. I highly recommend you get a cloud service. Start getting organized with these files right away. It's a lesson I learned the hard way when I was doing Merch by Amazon first starting. Not was doing Merch by Amazon when I first started Merch by Amazon, but that's the way it goes. So one thing to remember here with Ignite, just like KDP or anything else, if you upload and you put in a title, your title has to match your cover, the image you upload. They have to be the same thing, and it's going to import your initial title straight from what you name your file. So that's something to keep in mind. So we're going to call this comparing numbers between 1 and 10 worksheets for kindergarten, 20 printable worksheets. Done. Save. So those are some of the keywords that I was looking for. Printable worksheets. It's going to make a little bit more sense here in a little bit. Now, the other thing we have to do is we also need to make a cover. And I prefer over for a lot of that stuff. So we're going to change apps here. And once again, you can do this in any app, but I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3 images, share layers as not PDFs again, PNG files this time. I just want to grab 3 of the layers, and we're going to save those 3 images to my camera roll. All right, now I'm going to jump over into over. And I was thinking about a darts shirt the other day. That's okay. So what size do we have to design this for? It's got to be, they recommend 1,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels, which really isn't a lot. It's genuinely not that much. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my 3 images here. Ooh, you know what I didn't do is I wanted those to, I see what I did wrong. I sent those all out as transparent, and that's not what I wanted. I want those to have white backgrounds. Save image. And I'm just grabbing 3 of these. It doesn't really matter which they are. This is the way I'm doing my thumbnails for these. There's going to be a million ways to do them, and probably a million schools of thought on the right, wrong way, and we're all going to learn this together. It's kind of exciting that it's so brand new. If you're still watching at 33 minutes in here, make sure you comment below. Let me know if you've gotten accepted or what you're thinking or what you're excited about to do here. Okay, so now that that's done, back to over, and we're going to grab these 3 images. And I don't know if you saw it on my post there I did the other day. What I'm going to do is I'm just kind of slapping these in here. We're going to grab the other one. I'm just kind of hiding them, moving them around. There we go. And we'll grab one more image. There we go. All right, and get that guy hanging out down there. There we go. So it kind of gives an example of the sheets on the thumbnail, and then we're going to be back in here, and I want to see if I still have that font on here. It was Les Paul was the one I used earlier. There it is. Yeah. All right. So this is comparing numbers between 1 and 10. Oh, not 20, 10 I'm going to start there. Let's get that up there, kind of at the top. There we go. And then I'm going to put in worksheets for kindergarten. This is what I'm planning my title to be. I'm going to make that smaller, kind of sit right there. And I also had 20. And I'm making this thumbnail very similar to the other one I did if you saw it on my Facebook page earlier today. So 20 printable worksheets. Make that smaller. Bring that down there. And you'll kind of see what I'm going to do here in a second to kind of make this all make sense. All right, so there we go. Now, and over here, I'm going to grab a shape. Let's grab a circle. Let's make this bad boy black. And we're going to move him under my 20 printable worksheets thing down here. And we're just going to kind of make it have this little like corner circle thing there. That looks good. I'm going to go back to the background. We needed to have some color here. I did red earlier. What might be a good, let's try this blue. I'm going to be testing lots of colors, lots of choices. You never know what is going to get people to click. For this here, I'm going to add a little bit of a depth. So I want to come to my shadow and my blur. I'm just going to make this a blur. No, shadow and blur there. Crank that blur up. It just kind of makes it look like it has some depth. There we go. I'll do the same thing with this guy. Just adding a blur and making it have a little bit of depth to it. So we'll do this one here. There we go. Oh, blur 100%. And we're going to move that back up. I want that just kind of over it all. And this will give kind of a little cool effect here if I can get it right. There we go. So I can leave it at that, but maybe I can do something to make that pop out a little bit more. I could add another shape behind here. Let's bring this down. Put it below there. Let's see. Bring it to there. See, I definitely don't want it white on white, but what color is going to work well there with that blue? Yellow kind of stands out. Red. Ooh, I think I like that right there. You just got to play with stuff. You never know what's going to work out well. Now I need another shape. And we're going to put that guy right there behind the worksheets for kindergartner. Worksheets for kindergarten. We'll bring that up there. And we'll do this one. I can even do this one in the same color. Watch this. This will work. I've actually been trying this with some of my Merch by Amazon shirts too, kind of creating some of this depth look in some ways. All right, so that's there. Edit. And then if I give this one a shadow with a blur as well. There. Now that one's popped up above, and we'll even do that with this guy. We'll do it with the other pink one there. Shadow, blur, crank that up, and bring up that opacity. There. Now it kind of pops out a little bit. You can see it. Looks good. Drop that out. Save it as a PNG. Perfect. And I'm actually going to save this into that same file we were just in a little bit ago. iCloud Drive, comparing numbers between 1 and 10, save. There we go. So we have comparing numbers between 1 and 10, worksheets for kindergarten, 20 printable worksheets. There we go. Now we should be ready to go and list this bad boy. So let me pull back open my desktop. There you guys go. So browse my computer. Maybe. This is dangerous. I don't know if I should be letting you guys in all these. Oh, it's my iCloud isn't up to date. Why? Let me see here. It's all right. We can do it a different way. Just airdrop it to me. There it goes. I don't know about you guys, but I really like the Mac ecosystem for moving files around. It sure makes life easy. There we go. Now we'll have them both. So there's the PDF file, comparing numbers between 1 and 10, worksheets for kindergarten. That's the name of our file here. And I'm just going to come, oh, see, it popped up right there. Now I'm just dragging and dropping it into here. So it's uploading. All right, so one file uploaded successfully, and it took my title here. So now I want to add my cover image. So edit the resource details, add the cover image, which I had just downloaded. There we go, open it. Comparing numbers, oh, I want to capitalize that, between 1 and 10, worksheets for kindergarten, 20 printable worksheets. So now my title matches my thumbnail, and I'm going to let Amazon create my own preview. I'm going to let people look at it, and I'm not going to worry about it. Now here's one of the cool things, the royalty structure for Amazon. Watch this, 2.99 pays $2.09. If you go to $2.98 though, it pays $1.79. They take a 30-cent service fee out of that. So don't go below $2.99. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, you could go all the way right down to $1 and you're gonna make 40 cents. But at $2.99 is a pretty good optimization, and starting here new, I think that's a good place to start. All right, so grade level range. You can select up to 4 consecutive grades. If your resource applies to more than 4, please pick not grade specific. I made this specifically for the kindergarten Common Core standard, so I am personally only going to select kindergarten. Now select topics. So this is all of the different topics that we could end up in here, but I wanted the math, counting and patterns. So general, number concepts, let's see here, word problems, integers, estimating, measurements. We're gonna go with some basic numbers here about counting, general, counting, and general number concepts. There we go. So we have up to 3 topics. Now, what is this resource type? I am going to call this an assignment. Look at all this here. Curriculum, decorations, flashcards. You can make flashcards. Think about all the flashcards you can make, guys. There are so many opportunities. Lesson plans, learning stations. It's definitely a printable. And I have called this a worksheet at least 3 other times. So there we go. Those are my 3 main categories. Now, this is a little bit different than if you're familiar with only merch. Now, if you're on KDP or Seller Central, this is going to look a little bit more familiar for you, but this is a description generator. This is a description, and you can actually insert HTML here. So who has it? KDP HTML generator. There we go. Whose is that? Kindlepreneur. This is one that I've seen some people recommend, and what this is a editor that generates the HTML code that fits right into here, and the KDP generated code works perfect, it looks like. So here we go. Make sure I grab my title. I'm going to repeat that, and we're going to kind of make it big and bold in here. So let's see. I'm going to keep this fairly simple. All right, so we'll make that guy big. Comparing numbers between 1 and 10, worksheets for kindergarten, 20 printable worksheets. We'll come down. This downloadable and printable packet includes 20 assignments for children in kindergarten to help them practice comparing 2 numbers, 2 written numerals between the numbers of 1 and 10, with 20 printable worksheets, you will have enough variety to have many lessons. 10 of the worksheets compare numbers by asking students to select the largest of the two, and 10 of the 10 let the student choose the smaller of the two numbers. Lesson, I mean, we could say lessons like this help strengthen vocabulary, blah, blah, blah. One of the things I definitely want to come in here is putting in the comparing numbers. And I'm going to put in there, oh, wrong, too many windows. This product is designed to comply and help students learn with the, there we go, CCS. I'm just going to put that in there. I could go through, format this more, play with it more, but you can do a little bit more than just, you know, typing it. This gives you page breaks, everything else. All right, so I get my description. Brand name, you can do all sorts of things. You can do your name. I'm just going to use mine for now. It's me, it is who I am. All right, so here's something that's a little bit different too for some people. Keywords, comparing numbers, printable, math worksheet for kids, kindergarten math worksheet, comparing numbers between 1 and 10. Now there are probably a lot of ways to do this, and I'm just trying to think of phrases that people might be searching for. I mean, I could look on Teachers Pay Teachers and see what sort of things they're looking for, but I think hitting up these, you know, compare numbers, counting and cardinality, that may be a good one to hit right there. So, because I'm still not sure how people are going to be searching for these. All right, educational standards. So you can select up to 10 standards. This is why I said I think it's important to look at these. So there are 3 different standards on here. I've been using the CCSS math, and you can come here and go to kindergarten, counting and cardinality, and right here, compare 2 numbers between 1 and 10. This is the standard that I tried to answer here. So save. And since I didn't target any others, I'm keeping it very specific. I'm not putting it in there for a bunch of other things that aren't relevant. I'm keeping it very specific to who I'm looking for. Primary audience, teacher. Theme, no theme, but you could do all sorts of topics and themes and niche mashups. So look at this. I could take this same concept and put in winter, Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, summer, St. Patrick's Day, spring, siblings, like it just scale it out, all sorts of different topics and niches. All right, I'm going to click save and continue. It's asking me if I'm ready to go, and I hit publish. All right, guys, we made it. That may have taken almost an hour, but we were able to design a full Amazon Ignite product from research, design, and listing. I hope this helped you. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and turn on notifications. If you've watched it for 50 minutes, give me that one, please. All right, guys, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you haven't yet, make sure you watch one of these other ones that should be popping up right now.